Hey, what's up you guys? Today I'm here to give you my TBR for Trick or Treat-a-thon round 4, which is happening in October. I'm not going to go over everything again. I would recommend you go and check out my announcement video from last week if you did not see it. All the details are in that announcement video and it will tell you everything you need to know about Trick or Treat-a-thon. But basically the theme this year is childhood TV shows and the scary / Halloween specials that were part of our favourite childhood memories from these TV shows. So I'm here today to talk about what books I will be reading for what prompt, and I have a quite interesting selection of books. There's some old books that I've tried to read before, there's some books that I've never heard of before. I tried to find some for the prompts, so we've got a good mixture of stuff here that hopefully will give me all the spooky vibes for October and then also just be a fun reading month. I actually don't read that much anymore a month, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge, but I'm going to give it my best shot, and some books I prioritise more than others, but either way, I'm excited to tell you what books I'm going to read today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and please subscribe if you're new, and make sure you check out that announcement video for any Trick or Treat-a-thon information, and then also the Instagram for the readathon will be linked down below and you can find stuff there as well. So without any further ado, let's get started talking about the books. My first book is for the prompt, a commonly banned book, and this correlates to the Zack and Cody episode. And I have chosen Henry Miller's Tropic of Cancer. When you Google commonly banned books, there's a Wikipedia page, and this is right at the top of that page. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, I own that book. I've had that book for years. I should finally get around to it. So here we are, finally reading the book that's been sitting on these shelves for a long time. But yeah, actually see this little gap there. But yeah, so this is semi-autobiographical. It's a lot of fiction, but with some of Henry Miller's real life taken in. And the back says it's about a young American author who is making his way through 1930s Bohemian Paris, and he encounters penniless artists, pimps, prostitutes, princesses, drunks, hustlers, and sexual adventures. It says the book was banned as pornographic and was the subject of several obscenity trials. So if that is not a commonly banned book, I don't know what is, which is a little bit understandable when you read the back. But I'll be the judge. I'll read it for myself, and I'm excited to finally get to it. So next I'm going to combine two prompts together, and that is the Powerpuff Girls prompt, which is to read a book involving demons, and the Courage the Cowardly Dog prompt, which is to read a book involving a curse. And I'm going to read Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. So I love the Shadowhunter books. This whole shelf behind me is Shadowhunter books, but I've never read the short story collection by Cassandra Clare, and I don't know why, I've just never felt that strong a desire to, but I have enjoyed pretty much everything Shadowhunter related. So I thought, you know what, now is the perfect time. That book will definitely involve curses, it will definitely involve demons, so why not? Finally, get it off the list. I have read basically every other Shadowhunter book there is, so why have I not read this one? I don't really know. The only one that I haven't read as well is also Ghosts of the Shadow Market, which again is a short story collection. I don't know why I haven't been drawn to these short story collections in the Shadowhunter world, but I'm finally going to read Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, and that will knock off 2 prompts from the list. For the Simpsons prompt, which is to read a short story or a short story collection, I have here The Bloody Chamber by Angela Carter, and I read The Magic Toy Shop by her, which was a novel before, earlier this year actually, and I absolutely loved it. It was so dark, it was so grim, it was very strange, a lot of weird stuff happened in it, so I'm excited to see more of her work. And this is a short story collection that is taking famous fairy tales such as Bluebeard, Red Riding Hood, Puss in Boots, Beauty and the Beast, and twisting them and making them darker. So I love a good little retelling if it is short and straight to the point, which this seems like it will be, and I'll definitely end up reading this entire book of short stories because it is quite short, and I just have high hopes for this. I think it's going to be really good, and if it's anything like The Magic Toy Shop, I know that I will love it. The That's So Raven prompt is to read a book that has an animal either in the title or on the cover, and this again is a book that I've been meaning to get to for years, and it is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I seen the film for this and I absolutely loved the film. I thought it was so beautiful and the story was so sad, and I feel like I almost cried at the end. I just remember it being really emotional, but I actually can't remember all the details now. I just remember the overall vibe and how much I enjoyed it. So I've always wanted to read the book since I loved the film, but I just haven't, and this is a great excuse because crawdads are little fish type things. I actually thought crawdads were a type of bird, and I just googled it right 2 seconds ago. I knew they weren't an animal, but I thought it was like the birds that hung around in the swamps. But anyway, this is about a girl who is known as the swamp girl. She lives on her own and kind of survives on her own out in this hut in the swamps, and then something goes wrong and she gets blamed for it, and then she strikes up a friendship with a local boy, and that starts to blossom into a bit of a romance, and then things go on from there. And I actually can't even fully remember what goes on from there, so that's why I'm leaving it there. But yeah, I just know that I'm going to love this. I love the film, so I have really high hopes for this one. The Lizzie McGuire prompt is to read a book by a Latino author, and I'm reading Little Eyes by Samantha Schweblin. And I had never heard of this. Again, this is one that I've purely found just for this readathon, and it sounds so good. It is a horror book, and it is about all of these little toys that have cameras in their eyes. And I think the people that own them know that they have cameras in their eyes, but basically they are like spying on everyone, and people can like pay to watch through the people's eyes or through the toys' eyes and like see what people are up to. And basically it's like a surveillance state horror creepy story, and I just think that sounds so interesting and so good, and it's on Audible, so I'm going to listen to the audiobook for this one because I love a horror audiobook. Audiobooks I really only do like celebrity memoirs read by a celebrity themselves or horror books. I love the feeling of like a horror audiobook. It just strikes something in you. It feels like you're sitting around a campfire being told a scary story. I just love that energy. But yeah, I think this is so interesting. I've never heard of this author and I've never heard of this book, but just the premise alone, I think it's going to be really good. It sounds like it's going to be very modern. It reminds me a little bit of like Megan, the film. It has a bit of like I don't know, like a Gremlins thing almost going on, like toys. Or Gremlins aren't toys. I don't know. It sounds creepy, it sounds fun, and it sounds right up my street. The Teen Titans prompt is to read a gothic book, and I'm going to give this another shot. I don't know if I'm going to be successful, but this is The Monk by Matthew Lewis. I tried to read this book, I think it was like 2019 actually, and I just found the language impenetrable. I could not get into it. I did not understand what was going on. I kind of got a grasp of things, and then I would like look them up like a chapter analysis to like see if my understanding was correct, and then it just like wasn't. But I do feel like I've progressed as a reader a lot since then, and I would like to give it another chance because again is a book that at its time was so controversial. It is all about a monk that is driven into like sexual deviancy by a woman pretending to be a boy who like infiltrates the church or something like that. And it was written in it was published in 1796. So, you know, very controversial for the time. Would probably still be controversial today, to be honest. Not as much, but you know, definitely people would still be scandalized by this. And there's actually a bookmark in here. I just seen it. Yeah, I got to page 100. And the bookmark is a ticket for Spider-Man what would 2019 be? Spider-Man Far From Home. So yeah, page 100. That's actually not bad, but I'd like to give it another shot. I just remember giving up because I could not understand what was going on. So hopefully, if I do try to get this one again, I get on better with it this time, but we'll see. And then finally, I'm going to combine another two prompts. So the SpongeBob prompt is to read a book at night, and this can really fit for like any book that you're already reading. And then the Magic School Bus prompt is to read a middle grade or children's book. So I'm going to go back or a spooky children's or middle grade specifically. I'm going to go back to my childhood and read a series, or the first book in a series that absolutely changed my life and I was obsessed with. This series was just as important to me as Harry Potter was, if not more so at times. I just absolutely adored it, and it is the series of unfortunate events. And the very first book is called A Bad Beginning, and it is about three orphans who their parents die in a fire, so they're sent to live with their only living, he's not even a relative, he's like the only guardian that the bank, I don't know why the bank's even involved, but the bank can find, and it's Count Olaf, and he is this evil, despicable man who chases them around for the rest of the series. I think there's 13 books. I have them all down here underneath. I just absolutely love this series. I love the Netflix show as well. If you've never watched that, it's one of the best adaptations of like a book to series that I've ever seen personally. And I've not actually seen that many, to be fair, but I just love the Netflix show and I love this series. So I thought, you know what, it'll be so fun to go back and read the first book, and it will not take me long at all. Like the text is pretty big, the pages are pretty small, and there's only 160 pages, so I could fly through this so quick. And yeah, I would love to actually read the whole series again, not in one go, but maybe over the course of the next year or so, because I just remember loving it so much, and I feel like I still love it today. So this is my TBR plus the Shadowhunter Academy book, which I'm going to get from the library, and Little Eyes, which I'm going to listen to on Audible. And to be honest, I actually do think this is doable. I think that I can realistically read all of these, plus the other two, apart from maybe the Monk. I do think I'm going to struggle again with the Monk, but I'm going to go in with like fresh eyes, fresh brain, give it a fair shot. But yeah, I'm really excited about all of these actually, and I'm glad that these prompts worked in this way. It did take a bit of thinking. The prompts were not straightforward at all actually. Even some that I thought about, like the demon one, I thought it'd be so simple, and then I'm looking around my shelves and there's like lots of books with demons that I've read, but not actually that many that I haven't read in my physical TBR, so that's why I ended up going with the library book. But yeah, I'm very excited to read all these, and I'm hoping that October is going to be a great month. I'm looking forward to the readathon. I think it's going to be really fun, and I hope everyone is doing the same. If you're also making a TBR, please tag us, please let us know if it's a video, it's a post, anything at all, just a story, tag us, we'll share it. We would love to see it. And yeah, good luck with your reading for the whole month, and let's hope that we're all successful. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you're new here, please subscribe. It really helps out the channel and makes me happy. And I will see you. Also, comment down below any thoughts on any of the books I'm going to read, if you've read them before, if you think they suck, if you think I shouldn't read them. I'm going to read them anyway, but you know, any opinions, let me know down below. I love to chat. And yeah, I will see you in my next video.